Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are around the world. And welcome to Power Up.
Welcome.
We are in for another hashtag epic episode of Power Up today, guys. And it's really going to be a bit of a power up with a difference because it's really pretty much going to be a three-way conversation in this room.
Yeah.
Because today's topic is all about fasting and praying. That is what we are discussing. We are discussing fasting and praying because a lot of you will know that we are in Ramadan. Ramadan started yesterday, and there are a lot of people fasting and praying around the world, guys. And I want you to be aware that it is not just the Muslim community who are fasting and praying at this time. And if you are a non-Muslim anywhere around the world, you are also invited to fast and pray. You have the right to do so. The Muslim community is very inclusive. Much like Catholicism, if any of you are Catholics out there, very inclusive. So you are also invited to fast and pray and observe fasting and praying with the Muslim community, just like me and my sisters have chosen to do this year. So I am fasting and praying. Gina is fasting and praying. Our younger sister, Camilla, is also fasting and praying. And at the end of the day, if you are not religious in any way, that does not rule you out. You are still included. Even if you don't believe in a higher being, if you don't believe in an ultimate source, if you don't believe in universal law, but you are spiritual in any way, you are also included. Okay, this is open to everybody. I know that around the world for a number of years now, Islam has been dressed down, shall we say. You know, people have looked down and frowned upon Islam because of the actions of a rotten few apples. And I'm here to say today that that should not be the case, because there are rotten apples in every cart. There are rotten apples in every cart. And we are not trying to excuse certain behaviors. We are not trying to say that, certain things haven't happened. That's not what we're saying here. This is not a political debate. The fact of the matter remains that if you are following Islam in its truest form, you will know that Muslims are very good people. They are people who care about people. Okay. And so if you are praying with any community of people, know that there is a power that your prayer is given that is second to none. We don't go to churches and synagogues and mosques, etc., for no reason. We go because of the power of community prayer. So if you choose, like me and my sisters have done, to pray while the Muslim community are praying and to fast, in fact, fasting I don't know a religion that fasting doesn't exist in.
Yeah.
So we have to remember that. Fasting exists in all religions. So, and being modest exists in all religions, So it's not all about female oppression and, people are always drawn to negatives first, and then the good stuff is somewhere way down the road. But we are not doing that today. We are bringing all the good stuff into the forefront and we are leaving all the negatives to one side. That is how we are doing it. That is our talk of today. So today we are talking all about fasting and praying, my lovelies, all about fasting and praying. So while you've got a couple of minutes, Moo, can we get you to open your mic?
I've got my kids in here as well, so hiya.
That's okay. Hi. So tell us something. I know you've only got a couple of minutes until you are going to go off camera to break fast. So tell us briefly your take on what I've said so far.
Basically, it's a whole body experience. It's your mind, body, soul, everything. So you're fasting, but you're thinking good thoughts, no bad thoughts. You're not swearing. it's just about purity and going back to basics, being kind, being generous to other people, being human, being a nice person. And that's my call to prayer.
Okay, thank you, Moo. You turn off your camera and go and do you, and we'll see you when you're ready. Okay, guys. So as you heard Moo say, it's just about being a good person, guys. It's just about being a good person, living the best version of yourself while you are praying and fasting and cogitating and digesting, basically, everything that it is to be a good human being. That is the basic essence of fasting and praying. In Christianity, when people fast, they often want something. They're looking to manifest something in one way, shape, or form, and they tend to be given a direction by a pastor or a priest or whatever to fast for the day. Normally, that's going to be within the hours of 6 a.m. and 3 p.m. They'll be given direction to fast, maybe for 3 days or 7 days on the trot. And to make sure they're fasting and praying in that time, and make sure that for at least 3 solid hours out of that time, they are praying. Okay, so this is not abnormal. It's not unusual. People seem so taken aback and sort of gasp at, fasting and praying during Ramadan. But it's not actually that dissimilar to many other religions out there. Gina T, do you have anything to say on this issue?
Yeah, I wanted to add a little bit more, like where you said if you're spiritual, if anybody's spiritual out there, maybe you don't pray at all, but you meditate. And meditation is also a way of like bringing yourself in and looking inside yourself. And with the fasting, it intensifies it. And also, what I like about this fasting for the month is that fasting is it does good things for the body. So if you've got like inflammation in the body and stuff like that, it helps. So it's, for me, I'm looking at it as like not only for the spiritual side of things and the power in numbers with prayer, but also that I've lost my train of thought. But sorry, take over, Stacey. I've lost my train of thought. Oh my God.
No problem. It
I
happens
heard
to the best
something
of us.
outside
And that was that.
It just took me. Oh,
no worries. So basically what Gina is saying is 100% spot on. If you are spiritual and you do not pray, but you do meditate, it is exactly the same, because it's the same thing. You are sending your intentions up and out into the universe. So it's exactly the same thing as praying. That's exactly what prayers are doing as well. It's all your affirmations, all your rejections of negativity.
Exactly.
It's all of that put together and cast out into the universe. It's, when people say from your lips to God's ears, it's the same thing. You are sending those energies, because we are energy at the end of the day. So you're sending all that energy up and out there into the atmosphere, if you like. And then when you've got all these other thousands of people, millions of people doing it at exactly the same time with you, it is very, very powerful. It is very, very powerful. And that is why we chose, as the 3 sisters, I'm talking about myself, Gina, and our younger sister as well. That's why we chose to do it, because it's something that we are always doing. We are always connecting with the universe, and we are always putting our intentions out there, be them for us or for others. So we are always putting out those intentions. So when you are there putting out all of these positive intentions and banishing any negatives from your existence, and you've got millions of other people also doing the same thing, there is a real strength in that, guys. There is a real strength in it. It's not too late. If you would like to join in, it is not too late. There are websites out there that will help you, that will give you all the prayer times and things like that. you know that at the end of the day, you're doing a fast from sunrise to sunset. You can just decide you're keeping it that simple, and you're going to pray a few times a day. You can decide to keep it that simple. You don't need to go the whole hog. Just do what you can. But you know what? Just do something. Be proactive about helping your life and enriching your own spiritual existence, because you are a spiritual being. Whether you acknowledge it at this moment or not, that is what you are. It is who you are. We are energy, guys. We are energy. Anybody else got anything to say? I've done a lot of talking.
What I was going to say is that that when I lost my train of thought was that I'm also using it, like, you know, to kind of reset the body. Do you know what I mean? Reset the body, and to put you in a good space afterwards. Yeah. You know,
during Ramadan, it's very, very disciplined, and you are doing certain things, and you know you have to do it. But the whole point is that 1 month gets you trained up to carry on doing it.
Yeah.
So, you know, all the good deeds, you're not just supposed to stop, you're supposed to carry on doing it.
Yeah.
So
that is,
one of the things people say, oh, it must be hard. Oh my God. Oh dear, you're fasting. But what we say is we are celebrating Ramadan. We don't say, oh God, it's time to fast.
Exactly. It's a blessing, not a curse. It is a blessing, not a curse, guys. It is a blessing. Honestly, I totally agree with you. I was so excited in the run up, and I did so much practice in the run up to make sure that I was going to be able to do it. And the only thing I didn't practice was not drinking water during the day. I practiced the long hours, you know, and all the rest of that, because for me, a lot of people will get up and have something to eat before sunrise, but I won't do that, because I don't generally sleep very early, so I won't get up to eat before 4:30. But what I do is I try and make sure that I've had enough water the night before. So as soon as I break fast, I will try and drink water until I sleep. So I'll fall asleep, my water bottle will still be next to me, and I'll go to sleep. And I try and drink lots and lots and stay really hydrated so that I don't suffer during the day. And I avoid going out in the middle of the day, because it's so hot at that time and it will make me feel more thirsty. So so generally speaking, I'm fine up until about 4 o'clock. And by that time, I know I've only got a few hours left, literally 2.25 hours left before I can have a drink of water. That's the time that I'm like, oh my gosh, I need a drink of water.
The first few days are the worst, though. After a few days, it's easy. But Muslim kids are brought up doing it. You know, it's second nature. You know, you don't even think twice about it. So my kids have been doing it since they were in primary school. So 8, 9. As soon as you hit puberty, that's it. You're an adult. So you have to go into start doing it then. But even the primary school here had a prayer room for any kids that wanted to go do their prayers.
Oh, brilliant.
So it's a lot more advanced these days than when I was a kid at school. Yeah, so it's all good.
Well, I'm really proud of myself, because I'm finding it all right.
Yeah,
I'm finding it really good. Like yesterday when I got through the day, I was like, I felt good about myself. Today I feel good about myself. So it's making me feel good about myself. That's good.
It is, absolutely. And we do a lot more charity work as well during this month.
Yes, that's the next thing I was going to move on to. So I'm glad that you brought that up.
Well, you know, the TV channel I had on earlier when you came on, that's basically, that's all I have on. I don't watch any other TV except that channel during Ramadan. And they have a charity show that starts about 5:30 in the evening. So you are encouraged to donate before you break fast, because that's when you're thinking about food mostly, and all you want to think about is food. So they encourage you to, even though you're dying for food yourself, do a bit of charity. So they do encourage you to do it before.
I have been thinking about the charity side of things. Here they call it salaka. I don't know if that is an Arabic word. I would assume so. Yeah. So they're always talking about doing salaka and making sure that you are remembering those who are less fortunate. So I have been thinking about exactly what my plan is to do, because I want to do something very meaningful, but I haven't quite made a decision on what that's going to be.
Do you want to physically do something?
I'm thinking so.
water. So actually go to a village somewhere that hasn't got a water pump or something. So because you're in Ghana, obviously water is one of the things. I mean, I'm not there physically, so I give money.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things I really, really do, because every time someone takes a glass of water, they're going to be thinking, thank you, God, for that person who gave me this water.
Yeah.
That's a really, really good thing. Maybe I could go and sort out a well or something, or some kind of a...
Yeah.
That's a really good idea. I'm going to look into that, because I know that we do have villages, like they'll be quite far. I'll have to travel quite far, but I'm very sure that I can be directed. If I put it out there, somebody will be able to tell me somewhere that I can go that could really use something like that.
Help. Yeah,
absolutely.
Because I'm in the capital, so I know I'm very far away from those things, but I know that they are here.
Yeah, but water wells. The other thing they do a lot of is olive trees. So I'm not sure why the olive tree, but apparently the olive trees are quite a good one to plant.
Okay.
But
That I don't know we've got anything like that here. I don't know if we grow olives here. I will find out though. You've given me food for thought though. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. The well is a really good idea though.
Really good idea.
I'm sure it can't be that difficult to do, because people do it.
Get in touch with the charity.
Yes, I will. I will.
I don't know if you want me to name any charities in particular. You've got
Why not?
You've got Water Aid, which is quite international, isn't it? Water Aid. But in the UK, there's a one called Penny Appeal, which is an Islamic one. But everything they raise for other countries, they also do the same for UK. So if they do things for homeless people in a third world country, they'll do homeless people here. So I love that one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, could you put it in the chat for us?
That's a good one. We don't have enough money going into mental health here. So mental health is another big one.
Yeah,
I was thinking about. It was mental health I thought about first, because they are severely underfunded here. So that is one, and that one is pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
So
on a regular basis, they'll do water, olive trees, like I said, building mosques, building hospitals, schools, orphans and widows. So those are the 6 main things that they raise on a daily basis. Different countries, different days. So through the 30 days, they'll have a different charity on the 30 days. So there'll be 30 different charities.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Wow. Isn't it? Brilliant.
It is. Is there anything else, Moo, that you would like to highlight about Islam that you feel is very underspoken about?
Islam actually means peace and supplication to your God. It's not about all that other stuff that goes on. There's always a fraction of the society that's going to be bad, but that's not the majority. You know, most Muslims, I've had people make comments about Muslims this, Muslims that, and you think, hi, do you remember me? You know me? Oh yeah, but you're not like them. But you're just making a comment.
We know that feeling.
Generalizing everybody in one, act. But yeah, Muslims mostly are like me.
And say it again. What does Islam mean, Mo?
Peace and supplication to your God.
Peace and supplication to your God.
Yeah,
it's that simple.
We're not supposed to, right? This is how peaceful, right? You're not supposed to go in your garden and pick a plant after sunset, because that plant's going to cry for its mum. You're not supposed to step on an ant, It's things like that.
It's true.
And that's a prime example of what I was saying earlier, that Islam in its truest form is a very beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So do not be blinded by the actions of the few. We all know what it feels like to be accused of something we didn't do. Even if you're a young child and your mum says, oh, you broke this or whatever, and you know it was your sister who broke it, or your cousin who broke it or whatever, and it wasn't you. We all know what that feels like, and it's so painful.
Yeah.
So please do not tar the majority with the dirty brush that belongs to the few. We are finishing up early today, guys, because we are fasting and praying.
Yes.
So today, that is your lot. I hope that you've enjoyed this power up. It's been a bit of a power up special today, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like.
So I hope that you've enjoyed it. I hope that you've appreciated it. And I hope that you've gotten something from the experiences that we've shared, both from the novices, me and Gina, and from our experienced person, our expert here in the house, Ms. Mahmouda Hill. So thank you, guys. Thank you to all of you who are watching in Facebook land. If you have any questions on Islam, on fasting and praying, on anything that we've discussed, or you just want to correct something that I might have said, because I am the novice after all, just write it in the comments, guys, and we will address it. And on that note, Moo, thank you so much. Your time is precious doing fasting. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for being on and sharing your infinite wisdom. And
It's a pleasure.
Power up, people.
Woo. Power
up, guys. Be kind to yourselves.
Bye.
Thank you, Moo.